Okay, this is just a quick video to show you how to tear down and reassemble the Yaqi Final Cut adjustable razor. This is the version in gunmetal. Anyway, first I'm going to demonstrate the adjustment mechanism. So it's continuously adjusting from 1 there to, now you see a 6 there, but it will actually go past there. Mine goes up to 3. You can see how much the gap opened up. Now, one thing you need to be aware of about this is that this, can you see how that's moving a little bit? It's due to the way this thing's put together. So anytime you make an adjustment on this thing, right, there's a spring in there. Anytime you make an adjustment on this thing, you should always check and make sure the gap is even. All right. Anyway, but you know, this is a pretty inexpensive razor. It's like, I think I paid like 35 bucks, 35 Canadian dollars for this. So from the Yaqi factory store on AliExpress, in US bucks, it's a lot, it's cheaper than that. So anyway, for an adjustable razor that seems to be well built, if not perfectly designed, this is a pretty decent value. So let's take it apart. Anyway, yeah, so let me adjust it back down to a 1, right? So that's the smallest gap, mildest setting. The first step in taking this apart, like any other 2-piece razor, is to undo the top cap. So the top cap comes off. There was a blade in there. I'm just going to drop the blade out for now. So here's the top cap with the threaded post. Now, the next step is to remove the handle from the base plate and adjustment mechanism. So let's just remove that. Okay, it's off. Now we need to take off the adjustment ring. So we just unscrew that, and as you see, the gap is opening up as the thing loosens. And when I'm able to take this off, I'll set it here. And now I can take the 2 parts of the base plate apart, right? And then there's also a spring, okay? So there's all the pieces, okay? Now, first thing to realize about this is that the adjustment ring actually has 2 sides that are different, right? That's the proper side that goes up against the base plate. This side, I hope you can see that that was a little different, right? You don't have to remember which way each side looks though, because when you put this thing on here, if you got the proper side on there, it'll stay even if you hold the thing horizontal, because it's a little, because it actually will fit down onto it, right? And stay nicely. If you try to put the other side on, it just falls off, okay? So that's the first thing to remember. The next thing to remember, well, don't forget to put the screw back on. Sorry, I keep saying screw. It's a spring. Put the spring back on the movable portion of the base plate. Then put the other portion of the base plate back on. Now, does it matter which way you put this on? Yes, it does. I'm going to flip this around the wrong way and show you what happens if you put it on the wrong way, okay? And then I'm also going to put this on backwards to show you what happens. Now, it will screw on, but it won't feel good, right? It won't feel good. And it will not go back to 1, right? It will not go back to 1 if you have this part turned around or if you have this part turned around, right? So I'm going to show you what happens if I just turn around the adjustment table first. So let's say I don't know what problem I had. I flip this portion around first. and then I try to tighten it back up. It still doesn't go back to 1. It gets closer, but that's not right. So now I take this part off and flip it around the right way. Now let's say it's, as you're tightening this, it tries to stop on you. That's because you've got the 2 pieces misaligned. That needs to go into the groove there. Okay? Now you can tighten it. And it went back to 1. Okay, so that's properly assembled. And the spring is in there. Now, let's say we're not going to shave with this right now. Well, you know what? Let's put it together as if we were going to shave with it. So just like any other 2-piece razor, this is very similar to how the America 34C loads a blade as well. Put the blade down onto the top cap. Put the base on. All right. Put the handle back on. Right. Now, handle's on. Now I tighten down the head or the top cap. So now that is back together properly, ready to shave. When I do finally try this thing, I think I'm going to start at about, I don't know, I'm going to try 3 or maybe 3.5. We'll see. I'm going to try that. That looks pretty even, but remember, anytime you make an adjustment, check the angle or the alignment of the 2 parts, the base plate to the cap, because this is free to wiggle around just a little bit. I mean, that's what you get for getting an inexpensive adjustable razor, right? It's not perfect. The design's not perfect. The manufacturing is good, but the design is not perfect. So anyway, and just for fun, here's what it looks like again at the most aggressive. I'm kind of crazy. I might try that once, but not today. Like I said, I'm going to take it down to about, I don't know, 3.5. Okay. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Take it easy. Bye.